Hey guys, I'm gonna go over some more things from my friend at Hunting Door. Love you, Brian. These knot collars. They're an excellent way to add some colour to your arrows, as well as protect them. We all know what it's like when you bang the back, break the nock, and split the carbon. Then you have to replace the whole arrow or cut it down. So these allow you to protect it. So Brian sent me 3 colours. So there's red, gold, silver. Red, gold, and silver. They're very high quality, they're very light. They're like barely a couple of grains. But today I'm going to assemble an arrow using one. So we're going to use this arrow that's in the jig. I can't put them on yet because they don't fit through the opening of the jig. So we'll do that. So you need some feathers. I hand cut these and dyed them. Your knot collars, they go on last. This tool really helps so that you don't bend the ears of the nock, because they go down in there and you can press them in. These are also from Hunting Door. Very, very high quality, very good. I've never had one break on me. I'm just using lighted nocks because I like lighted nocks. These are for the fletching jig. This was one I just 3D printed and designed and 3D printed to fit my needs. You can find heaps. You can use one of your clamp style ones, or these. It's just these feathers are too long for a clamp and they're not very easy. My arrows are going to have a little extension, so these extensions should be fine, because the insert, you can also get these from Hunting Door. They're brass, they're great. I have some 200 grain ones here. As you can see, they're very long, but they'll be too heavy because these are 36 inches, so having a heavy tip, the longer the arrow, the heavier the tip, the weaker the spine. So this insert runs to about here. This other insert runs to about here. So it's basically all insert. So they should be fine, and it's like a normal arrow tip. So I got a feeling that if I hit anything, this is going to break before the shaft, which is good, and it gets my arrows out to 36 inches. So yeah, I'll get the jig set up, and we'll show you how to fletch it. So I'm going to use tape. You can use glue. I find tape better because we're going to bind the front and the back anyway, and the tape allows you to readjust and position as needed. So I will get it all set up and then be back. Alright, so as somebody who has fletched more arrows than they care to count, your fletchings, they have a direction. It is important. You can see on the back of this one how the quill makes an L to my thumb side. This is a right wing fletch. You can tell because if you look at it from the underside, it bends to the right. A left wing will bend to the left, and a left wing will have this side of the quill on the opposite side. So because it's on the left, it's a right wing. The easiest way to tell is pick it up and hold it with the quill facing you. If it bends to the right, it's a right wing. If it bends to the left, it's a left wing. It does matter. These arrows are right wing, and they're fletched with a helical. If you fletch a right wing feather with a left helical, it will not fly. Well, it probably will, but it won't fly very well. And also, you need to use 3 or 4 or however many fletches you're doing of the same. So you can't use 2 lefts and a right, or 2 rights and a left. They all have to be the same so that it spins one way. Consistency is key. Try to line your feathers up the same as best you can, and try to put them on in the same place. So this has 3 different slots, so I'll put them on and be back. Once they're all in the jig, just press them down, make sure they all contact, and then you can just peel them off like so. And then you need to give the arrow a slight twist to pull it out. So I'll need 2 hands for that, so I'll be back. So here's one thing you need to check while using tape. See the daylight through there? Make sure that you go and push the quill down on each one of the feathers, and then check it from the back and make sure that they look fairly evenly spaced. Make sure you push them all down. So now for my Kudo style arrows, I'm going to snip some of the back and round it. So I'm just going to whittle with a knife, take the tips off so that it makes it easier to wrap. Alright, so this is what this looks like. Front and back. This is where a spinner helps. Just so then you don't have to hold the arrow. And just put it here and spin it, and it helps wrap it. You can also pop your knockout and put your collar on. So we can do this one-handed. Pop your collar on, put the knock in, and just push it down. Take it out. Might need 2 hands. The lighted knocks are a bit tight in there, but my wrap got a little bit munched by the jig, but that's alright. And then there's your knock. Turn it off with a little switch. Alright, now you get your wrapping material. So I use some of this cotton perlé, and it's 8 strands. And then you get a little bit of hot glue, or glue or anything. I've got some melted here. And then you just put a little bit just here, so I'll do that. Once your tail's secured, you just start wrapping around the front. So I'll do some and show you. Once you're close to how far you want your wrap, lay another piece over the top, like so, with a loop at the back, well, the other way, the loop towards the way you're wrapping, like this, and then wrap over it. Once you get to the end, tuck your tail into the loop, like so, and then grab these 2 tails and just pull them, and then that'll take that piece that you put in and pull it underneath all your wrappings, and then you can just push them all up. Give a tug on the tail to tighten everything up, and then just snip it down, and then you're left with this. The back goes the same way, except this time you take this, push it down. Don't worry about the feathers, they can be fixed with steam after. And then that makes the backs easier to get to wrap. So I'll wrap that and be back. Alright, once that's done, pull this off. Run your hands over the feathers. And you can put them over steam to help them get back in shape. Brian's got a video on that already. So I'm just going to cut these down a bit, because as you can see the tips flare out. There you go. One thing I can suggest is if you're ever going to hand cut your own feathers, go and buy a brand new pair of dressmaking scissors and only use it to cut feathers. So now you just take some glue, PVA, mix it at 50-50 water and PVA, and then brush it over the bindings. Like 5 to 7 times, and then that'll make the bindings never move. And then you just inserts, put some bowstring wax on the threads before you thread it in. That'll make sure that 1, it stays tight, and 2, when you need to undo it, it doesn't seize, so it'll make it a lot easier to get out. If you need your arrows heavier, as you can see I'm using carbon arrows in Azuran, they need to be very heavy. like 60 grams or around 800 to 900 grains. The way you can do it is with thick trimmer line or whippersnipper or weed whacker line. This stuff is flexible, so it doesn't interfere with the spine at all. And 2 pieces this length would add around 20 grams of weight to your arrows, and they don't interfere with the spine, and because they are the entire length, they don't mess with your front of center either. So that's a good way if you need to add weight. Just make sure that it's tight so it doesn't rattle. You can tap the arrow on something like this to make sure it doesn't rattle. That's what I've done with these. You can see in this one, you can see the whippersnipper line coming into the nock, and it doesn't rattle. This arrow is 700 grains. So there's a way that you can add a lot of weight to your arrows should you need to if you're using like a Manchu or something. Now obviously these are probably not recommended, but I've been doing it for years and I haven't had any issues. So yeah, any comments? Happy to answer them. If you have any questions, I'm also happy to answer them. And a massive thank you to Brian for the knock collars and all the stuff he provides, free shipping. It's incredible. That bow is from Hunting Door, and I love it. I can't stop shooting it. It is incredible. I shoot it every day. And yeah, massive thanks to Brian for everything he's done for me and what he continues to do, allowing us to get such good products at a really, really good price. And I get to, you know, it doesn't break the bank to try these things, and you can make really pretty arrows for like half of the price of if you were to buy them like pre-made. Plus Hunting Door offers a lot of amazing arrows pre-made if you don't think you could do this yourself, and they also offer everything you need to make the arrows, strings, everything you need to care for a bow, Hunting Door carries. So yeah, thanks again, and I'll see you in the next one.